Hello friends, how are you? This is my second video for you on syllabus. The paper number 7th and title of the paper is the developmental biology. In first video, I have given detailed information regarding the syllabus and also I have submitted copy of syllabus on Google Class as well as I have sent copy of the syllabus on WhatsApp group. So from today we will start the syllabus and the first unit of the 7th paper, that is the developmental biology. Under the developmental biology, the first bit is the mode of reproduction in animals. So we'll see here first. According to the mode of reproduction, the animals are divided into three categories, and these are oviparous animals, viviparous animals, and the third is ovoviviparous animals. The oviparous animals are nothing but egg-laying animals or egg depositors animals. That animals are lies eggs and produce offspring, that is called the oviparous animals. Viviparous animals that gives direct birth of young ones, that is called the viviparous animals. In third category, that is ovoviviparous animals, is this animal is somewhat differs than the oviparous and viviparous. The reproduction which occurs in the oviparous and ovoviviparous animals is a intermediate between oviparous and viviparous animals. In this animal, the eggs are develops within the body. Fertilization takes place within the female body. After that fertilization of eggs, the embryo develops within the eggs, and that embryo continuously develops within the eggs, and that eggs remains inside the female body until the hatch. Means in oviparous only eggs are deposited outside the body. In a viviparous it gives direct birth, and in third category the eggs are produced into the female body, that eggs get fertilized, and after that fertilization growth of embryo takes place within the eggs, and that eggs remains inside the female body until the hatch. That is the main difference between oviparous, viviparous and ovoviviparous animals. We will say in detail, step wise, what is oviparous, viviparous and ovoviviparous one by one. But before start in detail oviparous animals, I will give some basic concept of the developmental biology. The whole paper developmental biology depend on the particular concept. That's why you have to understand, you have to know that what is the basic concept of the developmental biology. I will use language Marathi as well as English. Wherever is necessary, Marathi language I will use, because only the purpose of using of Marathi language to better understand you. द बेसिक कन्सेप्ट जे काय आहे ते मराठीमध्ये तुम्हाला जास्त समजावं हा माझा त्याच्या पाठीमागचा उद्देश आहे. म्हणून काही मध्ये मध्ये मी तुम्हाला मराठीचा वापर करणार आहे, जेणेकरून तुम्हाला हा टॉपिक व्यवस्थित समजावा, हा त्याच्या पाठीमागचा उद्देश आहे. आय नो दॅट आवर मोड ऑफ टीचिंग लँग्वेज मोड ऑफ टीचिंग लँग्वेज इज इंग्लिश, and you have to write in English in examinations. Even though I will teach in a Marathi for better understanding, and you will more comfortable with the Marathi language while teaching. Okay, friends, you know that there are two types of sexes. There is one is the male and another is the female. Male having gonads, that is called testes, and female having gonads is called the ovary. The testes produce, in the testes sperms are developed, and in ovary the ova are developed. Ova means that is egg. So मेल काय प्रोड्यूस करतात? स्पर्म. कशाच्याद्वारे? टेस्टिसद्वारे. फिमेल, इन दॅट फिमेल देर इज ओवरी इज प्रेझेंट अँड इन दॅट ओवरी eggs आर developed or forms. So this sperm and ova, or you can say eggs, they are very very essential. They are basic things for the developmental of the biology. म्हणजे डेव्हलपमेंट ऑफ बायोलॉजी स्टार्ट जर कुठून होत असेल तर एग्सपासून सुरू होते. मग एग हा नुसताच एग नसून तर एगला फर्टिलायझेशन करण्यासाठी त्याला कशाची आवश्यकता आहे? स्पर्म्स. स्पर्म इज व्हेरी व्हेरी एसेन्शियल फॉर द फर्टिलायझेशन ओवा. सिंगल स्पर्म अँड सिंगल ओवा इज नॉट युजफुल when both gametes comes together. The union of these two gametes, when together union of two gametes occurs, then the eggs get fertilized and then start the developmental biology. Okay, so this, when the sperm and ova develop within the body, that sperm and ova are laid outside the body by the male and a female. That process is called the spawning. Expelling or deposition of respective gametes outside the body, that is called the spawning. स्पॉनिंग म्हणजे काय? अंडे देण्याच्या प्रक्रियेला किंवा स्पर्म बाहेर फेकण्याच्या प्रक्रियेला काय म्हणतो आपण? स्पॉनिंग म्हणतो. अँड दॅट आफ्टर दॅट स्पॉनिंग when those period, in those season, the spawning takes place, that is called the spawning seasons. Generally in animals, spawning never occurs throughout the year. It occurs only in particular season. That's why the spawning season means the expelling of the gametes, that is sperm and ova, outside the body in oviparous animals, and that is called the spawning season. After spawning, what happens? There is a fertilization occurs. Fertilization occurs means there is a union of two gametes, that is sperm and ova comes together. The eggs are get fertilized and forms a zygote, and that zygote is the first stage of the developmental of biology. So there are two types of eggs are expelled outside the body by oviparous animals. One is a fertilized eggs and another is a unfertilized eggs. The eggs are developed outside the body, no doubt, but the eggs which is deposited by the female, it may be fertilized or unfertilized. Fertilized eggs, when occurs outside the body or deposit outside the body, that eggs get fertilized within the body, and that in that animals the male and female mating takes place, or mating occurs in that male and female. Sperm are transferred into the female body by the male, and the eggs get fertilized within the body, and that fertilized eggs deposited outside the body. That is the main character of the oviparous animals. That is, eggs are deposited outside the body, and development of the eggs outside the body, that is called the oviparous animals. Now we will see one by one here. Okay, oviparous animals. Already I have told that the animals that lay their eggs or egg-laying animals are called the oviparous animals, and they produce their offspring outside the body. The process of production of eggs and production of offspring, that is called the oviparity. So in animals, they produce offspring, particularly eggs of that animals are developed outside the body. Eggs are developed outside the body, and the eggs may be fertilized or it may be unfertilized. Already I have told earlier, in oviparous animals, the eggs are developed outside the body. The eggs are two types. One is fertilized eggs and another is unfertilized eggs. So that eggs, it may be fertilized or unfertilized. If eggs are unfertilized, they are fertilized by the mating of sperms or union of sperm outside the body. If the eggs are fertilized, then the hatching takes place outside the body. Generally, in oviparous animals, eggs lays in the environment. That's why it's having a tough covering outside, and up to until they hatch, the embryo develop within the eggs, and after they hatching the eggs, the larva comes out or their offspring comes out. The whatever the offspring comes out in oviparous animal, there are two types of offspring, that is called incomplete or complete. Incomplete, that is called the larval stage. So I will explain in oviparous animal in first stage what type of the animal comes outside uh, after hatching the egg. In this, just you see the life cycle of frog. In life cycle of frog, eggs are deposited outside the body. The eggs are fertilized eggs. Eggs get fertilized within the body of female frog, and that fertilized eggs deposit outside, and that eggs are hatched out. After the hatching, the larva which comes out, that is called the tadpole larva. And that tadpole larva is not similar to the parents or their parents, not similar to the parents. It is totally different than the adults. After few days, there is a morphological changes takes place in that larva, and it turn out into the adult. This is eggs to adult with one stage of larval. In another example, in silkworm has a little long life cycles. The life cycle also starts from the eggs. The eggs hatched out and gives larva. The larva is also called the caterpillar. Is also called the caterpillar. The caterpillar again develops, or morphological changes takes place after a few days, and that is called the pupa, and that pupa turn out into the adult. So the larva goes, or the larva turn out into the adult by passing a one or two, or it may be three stages, life cycles, life stages for attending the adults. That life cycles of young ones, which is turn out into the adult, that process is called the metamorphosis. Meta means change, morphosis means external. Whatever the changes takes place externally, and larva become a adult, that whole process is called the metamorphosis. Okay, this is about the oviparous animals. Now, second, that is the viviparous animals. In viviparous animals, the animals which gives direct birth to their young ones, and the development occurs inside the female body, or female, that is a mother womb. The developing embryo inside the mother body receives their nutrients from the mother by a special organ that is called the placenta. मित्रों, फिमेल विविपेरस ॲनिमल्समध्ये जो ॲनिमलची ग्रोथ मदरच्या गर्भाशयामध्ये होते, त्याची जी डेव्हलपमेंट गर्भाशयामध्ये होत असताना त्याला जे फूड सप्लाय होतं ते कशाच्या द्वारे होतं, त्याला म्हणतात प्लॅसेंटा. प्लॅसेंटा इन मराठी इट इज कॉल्ड द नाळ. नाळ पिलू म्हणजे बाळ, म्हणजे मॅमल्स जनरली इन मॅमल्स द fetus, or that is called the offspring, develops within the embryo, and for the development it receives the nutrition with the help of the placenta. There is a connection between mother and offspring or fetus with the help of the placenta. Placenta is nothing but there is a connection of a developing embryo and a mother. The animals at the time of developing inside the embryo, they are protected from the external shock and trauma, having a particularly covering and protected from the shock and trauma. The offspring, after fully developed in the embryo, delivered out, and milk feeding provided by the mother by mammary glands. Females, particularly mammals, there is possesses a mammary glands, and with the help of the mammary glands, feeding is done. That's why in viviparous animals, the chances of survival is more as compared to the oviparous animals, because in oviparous animals there is no any protection, there is no any feeding done outside the body, and that oviparous animals lies the eggs inside the environment. That's why chances of survival in oviparous very less as compared to the viviparous. In viviparous, there is a feeding or nutrition provided by the placenta inside the mother or inside the embryo, and when the animals delivered their offspring outside the body, also provided food or feeding done by the mammary gland. That's why the chances of survival of viviparous is more as compared to the oviparous animals. Now, third is the oviparous animals. Already I have told that the method of reproduction somewhat differs than the ovo and oviparous animals. Yes, the term ovo-vivi, both words are incorporated into the oviparous. That's why you get that method of reproduction is found intermediate in between oviparous as well as the ovo oviparous and viviparous. In oviparous animals, particularly, eggs are production takes place within the body, and that eggs get fertilized within the body. After that fertilization inside the egg, the embryo develops in a mother body, and that developed eggs which remains present into the female body until the hatch. The the eggs with fully grown embryo, the eggs with the fully grown embryo hatched outside the mother body, or sometimes it is also hatched in the mother body. It may be hatched outside the mother body, or it may be hatched inside the mother body. And the metamorphosis after hatching takes place totally outside the female body. The nourishment, whatever the of the offspring, takes place by the particularly the yolk in the egg. The yolk is present. The yolk is nothing but it is the food of a developing embryo into the oviparous animals. So after that hatching the eggs, the larva also having a yolk sac, and that yolk sac also provided a food material for the development of the larva. And that larva, it may be completely incomplete larva, and after the metamorphosis, the larva turn out into the adult by the process of metamorphosis. These are the three different categories of animals which are present in nature according to the reproduction. These are three types. One is oviparous, second is viviparous, third is ovoviviparous. That is oviparous, egg-laying animals. Viviparous, it gives direct birth. Third category, that is ovoviviparous, that animals, that eggs are developed within the body, and embryo also develops within the eggs, and that eggs remains inside the female body, and that eggs hatched out either in female body or outside the female body, and the larva which comes out, it's an incomplete larva, and that metamorphosis takes place of that larval stage and become adult. So these occurred as per their mode of reproduction. The animals are divided into three categories. That is, one is oviparous, second is viviparous, and third is a ovoviviparous. So if you have any problem or if you have any confusion regarding this topic, please ask me on WhatsApp, or questions also on WhatsApp, or you give your suggestions or questions on Google Class. Thank you once again. I will again I will meet you in next 2 days. Thank you.